Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be trying for you Ardbeg 10. It's an Islay. It's a peated Scotch. It's non-chilled filtered. It is 46% alcohol by volume. And this one is a lot different than any other Islay Scotch I've had. The box is neat, gives you a full rundown on the back. A few high points, 12th, 15th centuries, Kilkerran cross. No, I'm sorry, the Kildalton cross, 8th century. Ardbeg is revered around the world as the peatiest, smokiest, most complex whiskey of them all. Yet it does not flaunt the peat. Rather, the peat gives way to the malt and the natural sweetness of which subtly intrudes, producing perfect balance. The unusual spirit still with its purifier, the only one of its kind on Islay, is what many believe contributes to the balance and complexity, making Ardbeg the malt to which all others aspire. Truly an ultimate Islay malt. And it's got a picture of the stills and the Kildalton cross. A little picture of the Ardbeg distiller in the back. It gives you a little bit of information on it. It's pretty interesting. What I think is interesting is I don't see. Well, this is from unquestionably the greatest distillery to be found on earth. If perfection on the palate exists, this is it. Jim Murray's The Complete Book of Whiskey. A little quote from him on there, advertising wise. Let's get it poured. Let me get my notes out for you guys. This one I will not add water, even though it's 46%. I have enough experience with it. Does not need water. It's probably medium viscosity. It's not a super duper oily. They're very thin legs when they do run on it. And they cling pretty good before they start running, but they do run a little quicker. When I first opened it, if you're in America, I don't know if they have them in other parts of the world, but in America we have what we call a transfer station. When I was a kid, we used to have what we called the dump, where everybody took their trash to dump. Nowadays they use what they call transfer stations. The dump or the transfer station, either one, has a very distinct smell. It's a smell of sour water, of putrefying vegetables, wood. They burn there, so you get a little bit of burntness. This was the transfer station in the bottle when I smelled it. When I first smelled this, I was like, I don't know. I can tell you it doesn't taste like that. And with time, and I've had this bottle open about 3 months now, this gets better every time I take a drink. Every time it gets better. I mean, it just gets better. Again, you get a faint smell of that now. That smell, the domination of that smell is gone now. We're back to burnt rubber, vanilla, faint lemon, a lemon cream pie, actually. There's the lemon's there, but there's a little bit of sweetness bringing up on the back side of that cream pie. Let me check my notes. I got the burnt rubber, the lemon. Oh, ashy and sooty without question. Yes. It's like almost an ashy, sooty fire. And to fire that you've taken and it's been hot and there's tons of ashes, you built a bonfire, the bonfire's burnt down, you throw the water on to put it out, and the ashes whiff in the air. It's that smell of that charcoal, the ash, and that instant poof it gives you. Because if you've ever done it, it just poofs the ashes in the air. Thin ashes everywhere. And he gives a certain smell, and that you get the ashy smell off of this. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's campfire all the way. Burnt down campfire. It's not hot campfire going. It's burnt down. All you're left with is the coals, and you've thrown that water on there, and that coal and that sizzling smell, that the steam that rises from it with the ashes in the air, it's that. And that gives you the smoky flavor, comes along with that. I mean, it even opens up a little bit more as I go. There is a little bit of a faint, nondescript spiciness to it. It's not overbearing, but it's there in the background. And that's about it. I mean, I don't get a whole lot else, and even on my notes. On my notes, I do note a little maltiness, faint maltiness in the nose. I'm not getting that this time. That may have been something I got earlier on when the bottle was... I think the last time I've tried any of this has been about 2 weeks since I've tried to dram out of it. These notes were started 3 months ago. Add, subtract, cross out, change, alter. As the spirit is developed, it alters them. Add different flavors. And what I reach when I do my notes like that, what I do is I reach a point where I've reached a steady average. The maltiness lies outside that average. I've gotten the maltiness before, I may not be getting it today. But what I've stated so far is the average, with the maltiness not really coming across now, and it may come across in the palate, we'll have to see. But it's just not coming across in the nose today. Mm. Oh my. If you're a mechanic and you drink this, even if you don't like it, you're going to recognize these flavors. You ever siphon gas? Just a little touch of that. Standing on the pit row. When used to go to the drag races, International Speedway, when I was a kid, and standing behind the pit row, Dad had a friend that ran a car down there. When they do the burnouts and the rubber on the burnouts and that smoke would whirl in the air, bam. Gets in the back of your mouth, that acrid taste, it's there. Then you get vanilla. You get almost a vanilla brulee. I mean, a creamy vanilla. It's a cream. It's a vanilla cream. Black pepper. Definitely black pepper. A little salty. A little briny. Seawater briny. It develops. What I like about this is I can drink this, and that flavor stays there. And that is not a disagreeable flavor. It's one of those things, I've even heard other commenters, Ralphie for instance, say it. All these things I tell you, you go, oh, God, that sounds awful. I mean, how does he think that's good? It is. It's the combination. And that cream, that almost that vanilla creme brulee, that brings up that sweetness. There's a sweetness that comes in the back and it builds back around. And it finishes in the palate sweet. Does not finish. Black pepper and creme brulee, vanilla creme brulee, coming right down the backside. And it layers. It starts off and it finishes that way. I'm not going to say anymore. This is a magnificent scotch. I mean, this really is. For 10-year-old scotch, this is magnificent. Don't make me choose, though. I think each Islay scotch has its own benefits, and I like most all of them, and I like this one included. And I think each has its own moment, because I'll keep this. This is an Ardbeg review. I'm not going to go into any others. We'll leave it at that. Score-wise, a little ginger. There's a little bit of ginger bringing up the tail end. The longer it sits, I'm telling you guys, this is some awesome stuff, really. For a 10-year-old, for any 10-year-old, this is really, I really like this. I mean, it's obviously, I do go on about it. Ardbeg 10, hard to beat. 88 out of 100 for me, solid 88. You know, we'll leave it at 88. But you know, I think in 2 months' time, I could give this an 89. No problem. I can move it up a point in a couple more months. No problem. If it keeps building like it's been building. This is one that's just, it improves with time. All right, that being said, I have here an Ardbeg Dark Cove committee release. And yes, I've sent all the paperwork in and joined the committee for Ardbeg. I did it when I bought that. This is my first Ardbeg. I tried it once before. Another fella had some at a party, and it was good, so I bought that. It was different, but that was a different setting, and I'd already drank some other things. So you're really getting a virgin view on this Ardbeg right there. But I was up in Kansas City, saw that. It's a very rare bottle, hard to come by. I bought it. Now I'm too scared to open it because I don't want to spoil the event. So this is going to be when my daughter either gets married, graduates from college, maybe my son gets married. This is a special event scotch for me. And when that special event happens, I'll open it, drinking it, then I will give you guys a review after it's been open for a while. But it's going to wait for a special event. Anyway, that's all for this evening. Oh, price-wise on this, 100, not 100, not even close to 100. I think I got it for around 51 bucks. Don't quote me on that. I think it was for around 51 bucks after tax. I don't exactly remember, but I've seen it. It's usually around 50 bucks, give or take a few dollars. And I've seen it as high as 60, but you can usually find it on sale for around 50 bucks or 50 bucks average. This one here, more than I wanted to pay. We'll leave it at that. Everybody have a good evening. And remember, the spirit in your glass is not running from you. So sip it and enjoy it. And you'll be better for it. Good evening.